Earth was banned from the Council, so they made their own empire. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was vast, stretching higher than the tallest towers of Earth cities. Light shimmered off crystal walls, casting rainbow patterns across the polished floors. Delegates from hundreds of planets, stars, and galaxies sat in rows, their forms strange and wonderful. Some had skin like liquid metal, others floated above the ground, and some had no shapes at all, appearing as shimmering lights. At the center of it all, Earth's ambassador, Dr. Elena Reyes, stood alone, a small figure in a sea of alien beings. Her heart raced, but she held her head high. She had trained for this moment her entire life. Humanity had waited centuries for a chance to join the Galactic Council. They had traveled to distant stars, built ships that could jump between solar systems, and sent messages of peace to countless civilizations. And now here she was, asking for humanity's place among the stars. "Honorable delegates," she began, her voice steady, "humans have shown courage, intelligence, and creativity. We have explored new worlds, helped other species, and learned from our mistakes. We are ready to join the Galactic Council as equals." A hush fell across the hall. The council's chairman, a massive creature with wings like a translucent sail and eyes that glowed like molten gold, slowly rose. Its voice was deep, vibrating through the chamber. "Earth," it said, "we have observed your species for many centuries. Your achievements are noted, but we have also seen your conflicts, your wars, and your instability. Your species is unpredictable and dangerous. For this reason, we cannot admit you to the Council." A wave of shock rippled through the humans present. Dr. Reyes's hands clenched at her sides. "Unpredictable and dangerous," she repeated, trying to keep her voice calm. "We have made mistakes, yes, but so have other species. Humans learn quickly. We adapt. We improve. We can contribute greatly to the Council." The chairman's eyes seemed to pierce through her. "Your species' history shows more destruction than wisdom. Admission is denied. Earth is banned." The words hit like a meteor. Banned. The humans could not join. They could not have a voice. They were being told by the most powerful assembly in the galaxy that humanity was not trusted. Dr. Reyes stood frozen for a moment, then took a deep breath. "We will continue our work. Even if you do not trust us, we will show the galaxy that humanity can rise above its flaws." The chairman regarded her silently for a moment, then lowered its wings. The session was over. The humans left the hall with their heads bowed, but inside their hearts burned with determination. Back on Earth, the news spread quickly. Across cities, towns, and villages, screens displayed the Council's decision. People stopped in the streets to watch, some in disbelief, others in anger. Crowds gathered, debating what this meant for the future. "We've been rejected," a young engineer muttered as she watched the broadcast. "After everything we've done." "Yes," said an older scientist, shaking his head. "But maybe this is what we needed. Maybe we need to rely on ourselves, not others' approval." In the days that followed, Earth's leaders called an emergency meeting. Presidents, prime ministers, scientists, engineers, and explorers gathered in a massive space station orbiting Earth. The room buzzed with tension. "We have two choices," said General Marcus Liu, the commander of Earth's Space Defense Forces. "We can accept this decision and continue as before, or we can take this as a challenge. If the Council will not let us join, then we will build our own path. We will explore, expand, and prove that humans belong among the stars." A murmur of agreement spread through the room. Dr. Reyes spoke next, her voice calm but strong. "We have the knowledge, the technology, and the willpower. We can create our own network of colonies, our own alliances, our own empire. Not to compete with the Council, but to show the galaxy what humanity can achieve." The plan began to take shape. First, they would accelerate space exploration. Ships would be built faster than ever before. Colonies would be prepared on nearby habitable planets. Humanity would not ask for permission. They would make their own path. Meanwhile, the council underestimated them. Other species, seeing humans as reckless, expected them to fail. They lack discipline, one alien ambassador commented. They will destroy themselves before reaching the stars. But humans thrived under pressure. Engineers worked day and night, redesigning ships for speed and safety. Scientists developed new energy sources that made interstellar travel faster and cheaper. Even ordinary citizens contributed. Schools ran programs teaching young people how to operate spacecraft and build colonies. Industries were repurposed to support humanity's new mission. In the cities, excitement spread. People no longer saw the council's rejection as a humiliation. They saw it as a call to greatness. Murals appeared depicting humans flying among the stars, colonies on distant planets, and ships of incredible design. Children played with models of the ships, imagining themselves exploring the galaxy. On the first test flight, a ship called the Pioneer launched from Earth's orbit. Its mission was simple: fly to the nearest star system and survey planets for colonization. The world watched as the small craft disappeared into the blackness of space. When it returned weeks later, it had found 3 planets suitable for human life. The public cheered. Humanity's confidence grew with every success. Dr. Reyes addressed the world from the space station. We were told we were not ready, that we were too dangerous. But danger is part of growth. Every challenge we face makes us stronger. Humanity will not be judged by the council. We will be judged by what we create, what we explore, and what we achieve. The stars are ours to reach. As the years passed, humanity expanded. Small colonies were established on planets within the solar system and nearby star systems. Each colony was a testament to human ingenuity. Terraformers reshaped barren worlds, engineers built cities in harsh climates, and scientists solved problems no alien species could. Aliens who had doubted humanity began to take notice. Some were curious, some envious, and some fearful. But Earth did not respond with hostility. They responded with innovation. Every setback was met with a new solution, every challenge with a new idea. Humanity's reputation began to grow, not as dangerous but as unstoppable. Back on Earth, the leaders realized something important. They no longer needed the council. They had the talent, the courage, and the drive to create their own empire. One that valued creativity, problem-solving, and resilience. One that would welcome all species willing to work with humanity rather than judge them. Dr. Reyes stood on the observation deck of the space station, watching the stars twinkle. "We may have been banned," she said quietly, "but that was never the end. It was the beginning. And we have only just begun." Below, the city lights of Earth sparkled like 1,000 tiny beacons, a reminder that humanity's journey was only starting. From this moment on, Earth would no longer wait for approval. They would reach for the stars on their own terms, and one day the galaxy would remember that humans were a force unlike any other. And so, the stage was set. Humanity, once rejected, now stood united, determined, and ready to build an empire of their own. The Council had made a mistake. They had underestimated Earth. And humans never forgot a challenge. Earth had changed. Once a planet focused on survival, politics, and everyday struggles, it was now a world united by purpose. The Council's rejection had sparked something powerful: humanity's determination to prove their worth, not to others but to themselves. Cities bustled with activity, but now the activity was different. Factories worked day and night producing spacecraft. Laboratories hummed with experiments to improve energy sources, and engineers sketched new designs for faster, stronger ships. In orbit, the Earth Space Command Center was alive with motion. Screens displayed star maps, charts, and incoming reports from survey missions. General Marcus Liu walked through the command deck, nodding at officers as they ran simulations. Beside him, Dr. Elena Reyes studied a holographic map of nearby star systems. We've identified 5 planets within 10 light-years that can support human life, she said. Her fingers traced the planets' orbits. The Pioneer missions were only the beginning. If we move quickly, we can establish colonies before anyone else notices. Liu nodded. We'll need transport ships, terraformers, and defense systems. Some of these worlds aren't going to be empty. Other species might claim them. We need to be ready. Reyes smiled faintly. Then let's make sure they see humans as impossible to stop. The first colonies. The first fleet of colony ships launched from Earth in a spectacular display. Families, scientists, engineers, and soldiers were aboard. People waved to loved ones as the massive ships lifted into the sky. Humans had learned quickly. Speed, efficiency, and adaptation were their strengths. Each ship was equipped with everything needed to survive, from food production modules to energy shields capable of defending against meteors or potential attacks. The first colony was established on Aurora Prime, a planet with green oceans, tall forests, and breathable air. Humans landed carefully, using automated drones to map the terrain and detect any dangers. The settlers were amazed. It was like stepping into a dream, a world untouched by any other species. Colonial leader Commander Sarah Malik looked out over the alien horizon. "We came here to survive," she said, addressing her team. "But I think we came here to thrive. Every obstacle we face is an opportunity. Every problem we solve proves what humans can do." The settlers worked tirelessly. Habitats were built, farms planted, and energy systems activated. When a storm hit the first week, threatening crops and equipment, humans used innovative shields and rerouted power grids to protect the colony. Nothing seemed to stop them. Challenges and rivalries, humans were not alone in the galaxy. Word of Earth's activities reached neighboring species, and not all were pleased. Some alien factions, viewing humans as reckless, attempted to interfere. A small fleet from the Zethurians, a militaristic race known for claiming unoccupied planets, appeared near Aurora Prime. Their ships hovered menacingly, scanning the colony. Commander Malik sent a message. "This planet is under human claim. We are peaceful, but we will defend our colony." The Zethurian commander laughed through the communication channel. "Your species is young and fragile. You cannot stop us. Leave or face consequences." Humans did not panic. Engineers activated defense systems and scouts prepared for rapid response. But instead of attacking, Malik proposed an experiment. "We'll settle this another way," she said. Humans used a combination of strategy and clever technology, sending drones to mimic a larger fleet, while simultaneously negotiating with Zethurian diplomats. The aliens, seeing humans' clever tactics, hesitated. After tense negotiations, they left, grudgingly respecting human ingenuity. "This is only the beginning," Malik said. "The galaxy will test us, but every test is an opportunity to show what humans are capable of. Expansion and innovation." By now, humans were growing beyond a single colony. A fleet of ships carried settlers to distant planets, each world different and challenging. Some planets had thin atmospheres, others were harsh deserts or icy wastelands. Humans adapted. On frozen worlds, they developed heating domes and thermal farming. On desert planets, they created water extraction systems and underground cities. Every new challenge became a chance to innovate. Meanwhile, Earth itself had transformed. The planet's industries were now largely focused on interstellar expansion. Schools taught navigation, engineering, and diplomacy. Ordinary citizens could apply for training programs to become explorers or colonists. Humanity's sense of unity grew. No longer was Earth just a planet. It was the heart of a new empire, pulsing with life, purpose, and ambition. One young engineer, Karan Patel, worked on developing faster-than-light drives. "Humans can't be limited by distance," he said to his team. "If we can travel farther, we can explore more, solve more problems, and prove to everyone that humans are unstoppable." After months of work, the first prototype FTL drive was tested successfully. Cheers erupted across the control rooms of Earth. Another leap forward for humanity. The human spirit, it wasn't just technology that made humans strong, it was their spirit. Where other species relied on rigid rules, humans improvised. Where other species feared failure, humans saw lessons. And where other species valued tradition over progress, humans valued creativity. On one colony, a sudden solar flare threatened to destroy a settlement. Sensors failed and power grids were disrupted. Panic could have set in, but instead, the colonists worked together, combining knowledge and intuition. Using emergency shields and quick thinking, they stabilized the colony before damage could occur. No alien species could have reacted so quickly. News of these achievements spread. Humans were no longer seen as reckless. They were seen as clever, resourceful, and adaptable. Their reputation began to grow. Other species started sending emissaries, not to command or judge, but to observe, learn, and sometimes trade. The formation of the Earth Empire back on Earth. The leadership realized that humanity needed more than colonies. It needed governance that could unite the colonies and direct expansion. They created the Earth Empire Council, a system that allowed each colony to have representation while central leadership coordinated exploration, defense, and diplomacy. Dr. Reyes addressed the council for the first time. We have been tested, we have been challenged, and we have proven ourselves. Now we must not stop. Our colonies must thrive, our people must unite, and our presence must be felt across the stars. We do not need the Council's approval to be great. We will be great because we are human. With this, the Earth Empire was officially born. Its banners flew on every ship, every colony, and every station, a symbol of resilience, innovation, and unity. A new era begins by the end of Part 2. Humanity had grown from a single planet to a fledgling empire. They faced rival species, harsh environments, and countless unknown dangers, but each obstacle only strengthened them. Humans were not just surviving, they were thriving, exploring, and creating. The stars that once seemed distant and unattainable now felt close. Every new planet colonized, every technological breakthrough, and every clever solution to a problem reminded humans of their potential. They were no longer the species the Council had called dangerous and unpredictable. They were a rising power, unstoppable, and determined to carve out their own place in the galaxy. As night fell on Earth, lights from cities, colonies, and spaceports shone like a network of hope stretching across the planet and beyond. Humanity had learned an important lesson. They did not need permission to reach the stars. They only needed courage, creativity, and each other. And so, the rise of the Earth Empire continued, setting the stage for challenges, conflicts, and triumphs that no species would ever forget. The galaxy was changing. News of humanity's colonies and technological leaps had spread far and wide. Across star systems, whispers and rumors spoke of humans who could adapt to any environment, solve impossible problems, and survive situations that would destroy other species. Alien diplomats and traders had begun to notice the Earth Empire, some with curiosity, some with suspicion. Back on Earth, the Council of the Earth Empire convened. Dr. Elena Reyes stood at the center, her holographic maps of the galaxy projected above her. General Marcus Liu paced beside her, while advisors and colonial leaders discussed the latest intelligence reports. Several species have expressed concern about our expansion, said Admiral Lin, a tactical officer. Most are watching us cautiously. The Galactic Council has sent envoys. They might try to intimidate us, or worse. Reyes' expression was calm. Let them come. They've already underestimated us. We've proven that humans are capable of more than they ever expected. Now we need to show them that we don't rely on their approval. We act because we must, because we can. The room went silent for a moment, and then a young engineer, Karan Patel, spoke. We can prepare a demonstration of our capabilities. Not aggression, but strategy and intelligence, something that makes the galaxy understand that humanity is unstoppable but fair. Reyes nodded. Exactly. Humans have never been weak, but we will prove that we are not reckless either. The Council arrives. 2 weeks later, a fleet of sleek, imposing ships appeared at the edge of the Sol system. They carried ambassadors from the Galactic Council, each representing multiple species. Unlike humans, these delegates had not fought wars or built colonies in hostile environments. They had managed empires through diplomacy, hierarchy, and intimidation. The Council fleet hovered silently, scanning Earth and its orbital stations. Their leader, a massive being called Thaler, projected a holographic message to Earth's leaders. "Humans," Thaler said, voice echoing across the communication network, "we have observed your expansion. You have grown faster than expected. We offer a choice: cease expansion and join the Council under our guidance, or face consequences for defying us." General Liu clenched his fists. "They've already judged us once," he said quietly. "We cannot let them dictate our future now." Dr. Reyes raised her hand to calm him. "This is not the time for anger. We will respond with intelligence, not violence. Humans are clever, adaptable, and persistent. We will show them that the Council does not control us." Human strategy, the Earth Empire prepared for the meeting with the Council. Ships were ready, but they were not armed for attack. Instead, humans focused on innovation, communication, and demonstration. Colonies prepared live simulations showing how humans could survive on harsh worlds, harnessing energy from hostile environments, and building cities on planets no other species could inhabit. In orbit, humans launched the Orion Project, a coordinated operation involving drones, holographic simulations, and automated ships. When the Council's fleet observed the operation, they saw humans redirecting resources, constructing complex structures in hours, and solving problems with teamwork and creativity. Thaler's eyes narrowed. "They are organized," it muttered. "But organization alone does not make a species ready for the galaxy." Dr. Reyes stepped forward. "We understand your concerns, but humans do not rely on approval. We rely on intelligence, courage, and adaptability. Every challenge we face is an opportunity, not a threat. We will not stop our expansion, but we are willing to cooperate with others who respect our independence." The Council delegates exchanged glances. They had expected defiance, chaos, or weakness. Instead, they saw precision, confidence, and clever problem-solving. Humanity was not threatening, but humans were clearly not afraid. The first test to test the humans, Thaler proposed a challenge. A neighboring star system contains a planet rich in resources, currently unclaimed. If you can terraform it and make it habitable within 6 months, we may reconsider your position. Fail, and we will act to limit your expansion. Reyes accepted without hesitation. "We do not shy away from challenges," she said. "If the galaxy wants proof, we will give it." The humans moved quickly. Terraformers were dispatched, energy grids installed, and environmental shields activated. Colonists worked in shifts, constantly adapting to the planet's extreme storms and unpredictable terrain. Engineers discovered that the soil contained minerals that disrupted machinery, so they designed new alloys and protective systems. Scientists found ways to create water from the atmosphere, even in arid regions. Week by week, the planet began to change. Deserts became green, storm-prone areas were shielded, and breathable air spread across habitable zones. Humans worked tirelessly, solving problems that no alien species could have handled so efficiently. The Council's reaction, Thaler and the delegates observed in astonishment. "They are succeeding," muttered one, "faster than any species we have ever seen." Another delegate, a floating being of light named Lyra, frowned. "Humans, they are clever, too clever." Dr. Reyes monitored progress from orbit, speaking to her teams. Remember, every step we take is a message. We do not ask for permission. We do not seek approval. We act because we must and because we can. As the final weeks approached, the planet was fully terraformed. Colonists had built cities, energy grids, farms, and even schools. Humans had transformed a harsh, barren world into a thriving habitat in record time. Thaler projected a final message to Earth. Humans, your results are impressive. You have proven your capabilities beyond our expectations. The Council recognizes your achievements, but we still caution you. Unchecked expansion can destabilize the galaxy. Reyes smiled. We do not seek to destabilize. We seek to explore, create, and thrive. We will continue our expansion, not to challenge the Council, but to prove that humans are a force for progress. The galaxy will learn that humanity does not wait for permission to succeed. The human message. After the Council fleet departed, humanity celebrated its victory, not through war, but through intelligence, creativity, and perseverance. Colonists shared their stories with the rest of the galaxy, showing other species that humans could adapt, solve problems, and thrive where others failed. On Earth, General Liu addressed the nation. We faced judgment, challenges, and skepticism, and we have answered all of them. Humans are more than what the Council saw. We are clever, adaptable, and unstoppable. The galaxy has been warned. We are here and we will rise. Dr. Reyes added, speaking to the Council remotely through a public message. We do not need approval to exist. We do not need permission to expand. Humanity will continue to explore, colonize, and innovate. Those who wish to work with us may do so. Those who doubt us will see the consequences of underestimating humans. The aftermath word of humanity's success spread like wildfire. Alien traders, scientists, and diplomats began to seek contact with the Earth Empire, hoping to learn from humans' unique approaches. Some came to collaborate, some to trade, and some to observe. The galaxy was beginning to respect humanity, not as reckless newcomers, but as pioneers, problem solvers, and leaders. On the colonies, children learned about Earth's rejection by the Council and the subsequent triumph. They were inspired to innovate, explore, and take risks. Humans were no longer the species dismissed as dangerous and unpredictable. They were the species that had faced rejection and risen higher than anyone expected. Back on Earth, the Council of the Earth Empire convened once more. Plans were made for further expansion, exploration of uncharted territories, and new innovations in technology and governance. Humanity had proven one truth: rejection does not define a species. Action, intelligence, and unity do. And so, the Earth Empire grew stronger. The galaxy had seen the first major proof of human ingenuity and determination. The stars were no longer distant. They were within reach. As night fell on Earth, lights glimmered across cities and spaceports. Ships prepared for distant missions, engineers tinkered with new technologies, and scientists plotted the next steps for humanity. The galaxy was watching and humans were ready. They did not need approval. They only needed courage, creativity, and each other. And with that, humanity prepared to face whatever the galaxy could throw at them next. The confrontation with the Council was over, but the true journey was only beginning. The galaxy had begun to notice humanity. From distant systems, reports came of humans thriving in worlds that no other species could survive. Planets once considered barren were transformed into thriving colonies. Ships built by human engineers moved faster than anyone imagined, capable of exploring regions others thought unreachable. Yet Earth did not act like an empire trying to dominate others. Instead, humans focused on growth, innovation, and cooperation, on proving that they could achieve greatness while respecting the galaxy. On the Earth Space Command Station, orbiting above the blue and green planet, Dr. Elena Reyes stood overlooking the stars. Around her, maps showed the locations of colonies, fleets, and exploration missions. General Marcus Liu paced nearby, analyzing reports of alien responses to humanity's expansion. "Rays," Liu said, "the Council is still cautious. Some species are wary, but others are beginning to reach out. Traders, scientists, even diplomats want to work with us." Rays nodded. "Good, that's the balance we need. Humans will not rule by force. We will rule by innovation, problem-solving, and influence. Others will respect us because of what we create, not because we threaten them." The expansion accelerates. The Earth Empire was now no longer just a planet or a collection of colonies. It was a network spanning multiple star systems. Each colony was connected by communication satellites and trade routes. Ships traveled daily, carrying goods, knowledge, and people. On Nova Prime, a colony on a planet with harsh volcanic terrain, humans had built cities suspended above lava flows, drawing power from geothermal energy. Engineers had solved problems no alien species could. The planet now supported tens of thousands of humans, all thriving in a place that others considered impossible to inhabit. On Celestia, a frozen world, humans had created insulated dome cities and artificial lakes. Scientists discovered unique minerals that could power spacecraft more efficiently. Colonists worked together, inventing new tools, technologies, and methods for survival. And on Aurora Prime, the first colony, the forests and oceans now supported a thriving ecosystem managed by humans. Children played alongside alien visitors, scientists shared research, and traders exchanged goods. It was a model of human adaptability and ingenuity. Every colony, every project, and every discovery sent a clear message to the galaxy. Humans were unstoppable when they worked together. Alliances and diplomacy, the Earth Empire did not grow alone. Other species began to approach humanity, not with hostility but with curiosity and respect. Some wanted alliances, some wanted trade, some wanted to learn. Humans welcomed them all, but on their terms. Ambassador Lyra, a being of floating light, visited Earth for the first time. "Humans," she said, "we have observed your growth. It is unlike anything we have seen. You face challenges other species would avoid, and yet you thrive. We wish to learn from you and perhaps work with you." Dr. Reyes smiled. "Welcome to the Earth Empire, Lyra. You are free to collaborate, share knowledge, and explore with us. We do not demand obedience. We only ask respect for our independence." Lyra's eyes, glowing brightly, reflected admiration. "We have never met a species like yours." Humans also initiated alliances with friendly species, forming research teams, trade partnerships, and joint exploration missions. Their reputation as innovators and problem solvers spread, and soon, humans were not just surviving, they were leading by example. Challenges beyond the stars, but expansion was not without risk. Some alien species still distrusted humans. Pirates, mercenaries, and rival factions occasionally challenged human colonies, yet humans approached these situations differently. On Cryon 9, a resource-rich planet, a band of marauders tried to take control of a mining colony. Instead of responding with brute force, the colony's leader, Commander Sarah Malik, devised a clever trap. Using drones, holograms, and automated defenses, the humans tricked the marauders into retreating. No lives were lost, and the resources remained secure. Stories like these spread across the galaxy. Humans were clever, adaptable, and persistent, but also fair. Other species began to realize that humanity's strength was not in violence, but in intelligence and unity. Technological marvels. Humanity's growth also depended on innovation. Engineers developed new propulsion systems, allowing ships to travel farther and faster than ever. Energy systems became more efficient, powering entire colonies with minimal waste. Terraforming technology evolved, enabling humans to create habitable worlds in months instead of years. On one remote planet, scientists discovered a way to harness energy from stars directly, creating near-limitless power. News of this breakthrough spread quickly. Humans were now not only explorers and settlers, but pioneers of technology that others could only dream of. Karan Patel, the young engineer behind the breakthrough, spoke to a crowd of scientists and engineers. Humans are not limited by what exists. We look at problems and find solutions others don't even imagine. That is our strength. That is why we will continue to rise. The galactic response, the Galactic Council, once dismissive of humanity, now observed them with caution and curiosity. Thaler, the council leader, addressed the delegates. Humans have exceeded all expectations. They do not follow rules, yet they do not destroy. They innovate, adapt, and thrive. We may have misjudged them. Lyra added, it is not just their technology. It is their spirit, their unity, and their courage. Humans inspire us all. Even skeptical species began sending emissaries to the Earth Empire. Traders, scientists, and explorers sought permission to collaborate. Some feared humanity, but most admired them. Humans had become a new standard in the galaxy, a species that thrived not through aggression, but through intelligence, creativity, and resilience. Human culture and unity back on Earth and across the colonies, humans celebrated their identity. Schools taught children about exploration, problem-solving, and cooperation. Art and culture flourished. Humans painted murals of stars, wrote songs about distant worlds, and shared stories of ingenuity and courage. Festivals celebrated both human achievement and the alliances with other species. Children learned to pilot small spacecraft, study alien ecosystems, and solve engineering challenges. The human spirit, the ability to imagine, create, and persevere, was celebrated as much as technology itself. Dr. Reyes visited the first colonies, speaking to young settlers. "Remember this," she said. "We were once told we were too dangerous, too unpredictable, too weak to join the galaxy. But look at what we have achieved. Humans are not limited by rules, fear, or doubt. We are limited only by what we dare to try. The triumph of humanity." Years passed and humanity continued to expand. Colonies flourished, fleets explored uncharted regions, and technology advanced at a pace no one could match. Humans became known as the species that could solve any problem, adapt to any world, and thrive where others failed. The Earth Empire Council, now composed of representatives from multiple colonies, guided expansion carefully and wisely. They encouraged creativity, unity, and respect. Humans were no longer judged by the council. They were watched, admired, and sometimes feared. But humans did not seek approval. They had proven themselves by action, not by request. On Earth, Dr. Reyes addressed a gathering of citizens and aliens alike. "We were banned from the council," she said, her voice carrying across the square. "They told us we were dangerous, that we could not belong. But humans do not wait for permission. We create, we explore, we solve, and we rise. Today, humanity stands as proof that courage, intelligence, and unity can change the galaxy." The crowd erupted in cheers. Across colonies and fleets, humans celebrated. They had transformed rejection into triumph. They had turned obstacles into opportunities. And they had shown the galaxy the power of human spirit. The future awaits even as humanity celebrated. Their eyes looked to the stars. There were still mysteries to solve, worlds to explore, and challenges to overcome. Humans would encounter new species, new dangers, and new opportunities. But they were ready. As night fell on Earth, lights sparkled across cities, spaceports, and colonies. Ships prepared for distant missions. Engineers worked on new technologies, and scientists plotted the next steps for humanity's expansion. Humans had risen from rejection to empire. They had shown the galaxy that a species could succeed through intelligence, creativity, and unity. The stars were no longer distant, they were within reach. And so, humanity continued their journey, not as a species seeking permission, but as a species defining its own destiny. The Earth Empire had arrived. The galaxy had witnessed the rise of humans, and it would never forget it.